This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast is Friday, August 26th. It is the shortest podcast of the week.
Is it?
We can get out of here. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. What a... It was an exhausting show today.
I don't like saying that out loud.
Yeah.
Of course
it was exhausting today. There was so much stuff going on the show today.
It was a great show this morning.
It was.
There were so many things that happened this morning, both on air but behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing this morning. It was great. These are the days I love. Love these days.
The day began last night. We had a company-wide celebration dinner, end of summer.
Yes.
That ownership threw for the staff and those that could go that weren't already on vacation. Mm-hmm. And we could invite our spouses or a +1. And we went down to Signal Brewery here in Corbyville, which is just outside of Belleville. And
beautiful spot.
Wonderful.
Oh,
beautiful on the mighty banks of the Moira River, which is not flowing at all. It was,
but just enough.
Oh, yeah.
Like it wasn't raging.
Right.
But you just had that little trickle of water in the background. Beautiful
right.
patio with lights, and it was just a nice evening.
And with the generosity of the company, they purchased gift cards that were going to be handed out on a raffle. There were only 6 of them, and there were a couple dozen people who were there for 6 cards. I got a card.
Pretty good.
$100 shopping card.
Yes, which I was very excited about because for those who don't know, Mark buys treats all the time for us, and I love you for it. It's wonderful. You bring in little treats, chips,
happy to, and
chocolate bars and surprises every once in a while. Donuts this week too from Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
So when you got it, I was over the moon. I was like, yes. Anticipating what may come.
Then Charity
got one.
Yay!
And then I was super excited.
We're on top
both
of the world.
arms went up in the air when that. Yeah.
We are winners.
Yeah.
Before the show even started, we were winning. And today was Dog Day of Summer with Sleep
You want to
Country.
talk about making your day better.
Yeah.
Just look at a dog. And that's what I was doing all morning because with it being our Dog Day of Summer and National Dog Day, I put a picture of my dog up, our Cocker Spaniel, Allie, who is a very pretty puppy, to get the ball rolling. And it really rolled.
We're over 500
still
yet?
rolling.
At the time of the podcast.
Yes, we are well over 500 right now. People sharing their dogs as well. And nothing. I know why you love it.
Yeah, I love dogs.
It just makes you happy.
I think dogs are, there's a famous quote out there that it's the greatest deal we ever made. Humans and dogs. Dogs give us absolutely everything they have. And in return, they are willing to accept whatever time we can give them.
Oh,
and in return, they will save our lives. Mm-hmm. They'll carry our stuff. They'll protect our kids. They'll warn against dangers. And in return, if you can just pat my head once in a while, it's fine. And even if you can't, I'm going to love you anyway.
Yeah. Because
I'm a dog. Just the greatest. Oh, it's so awesome. So we've been handing out dog beds all day. If you're hearing the podcast before 5, listen to 95.5 Hits FM for the sound to be the ninth caller through. They're $100 dog beds.
Yeah. And every hour.
And then we called Andrea and I guessed her dog's name correctly on the air. After a lot of hints and rhymes.
Your psychic ability.
It's crazy, right?
It's amazing.
It is. It's
amazing.
I'm glad you noticed, though, that I only use it for good.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Max
she was actually the very first person to post this morning. Max was the first dog we had on our Facebook page this morning. So,
and if you think that isn't crazy enough, she's in Toronto right now. So she joined us from Toronto when we called her. And still want a dog bed.
Yeah.
So good for her.
She's following along online and hey, you know what? That's how it happens. So after you're done listening to our podcast, stream us.
Yeah.
You never know.
Because you never know. But the big winner this morning was Kelly Ivany. And this is a 2-part story. The first part is Kelly, grand prize winner this go around on the Summer of Fun with Bay Subaru to win tickets to see the Eagles. We gave her a shout this morning. Because we had to leave a message, but I think she managed to get in the phone.
I did. Hi, 95.5.
Hi, it's Kelly.
Kelly! Oh, my gosh.
Did you listen to your messages, Kelly?
Oh, no, I didn't.
You have. Oh, so you got my text message then?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Kelly.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Kelly, delete the message.
Yeah, because we can tell you now in person. Okay. Congratulations! You just won tickets to see the Eagles.
You won the Summer of Fun series.
Yes! That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Was there somebody else there with you?
Yeah, my friend.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Does he think you're taking him?
Yeah.
Well, you two can work that out because it is a pair of tickets to the Hotel California 2022 tour when it stops at Scotiabank Arena September 9th in Toronto. Kelly, you are on your way. Enjoy.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Which I greatly mischaracterized. We didn't call her, she called us.
Yes.
Right.
We tried calling her.
We did.
Several times. So once we determined she was our winner, once we pulled her hat out of the box once we pulled her name out of the hat, we did. We wanted to call in, we wanted to get her reaction, but we kept getting her answering machine. And that's exactly what it was. It was
it's so frustrating.
Because we were so excited to do this, and we wanted to wake her up and surprise her. So we did leave a message, and then I went to our prize line, and we have the ability to text back and forth with our listeners, and she did enter via text. So I was able to text her back and say, hey, we would like to talk to you, trying not to give anything away. Could you call us on the prize line? So yeah, as you said, we called her, left a message. We're literally on the air. Like we were just turning our microphones on to congratulate her and play the little snippet that we had when the phone started ringing. And I'm waving at you frantically, like, pick up the phone, pick up the phone. And you just heard the phone call.
Yeah.
So thankfully, she got through.
You think behind the scenes, this is the most organized show in the world? And in a lot of ways, it is.
We have.
But we don't like it when it is.
I'd say we have more guidelines.
Yeah.
Like we set out a general direction or path we want to go, and then boom. Because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Can I share the other story that came out of this morning too?
Yeah, for sure.
Can I? Is that, you think that's okay?
Okay. I'm happy to.
Okay.
Because I don't know what it is. This is
with
so
Andrea.
Good. Okay, with Andrea. Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know if it was a secret.
No, well, it is, but I don't think he'll be listening.
Okay, but nobody's going to tell him, right?
I hope not. Don't tell him.
Because it's too late
Disclaimer now. We can edit this out.
Oh, no, for sure. No, for sure. You tell the story. I didn't want to give it
because
away.
Because that's what happened with behind the scenes with Kelly.
Yeah.
And quite often things like that do happen, and it's not the first time, and it won't be the last time. But it is interesting at times. This is pulling the curtain back a bit. Where conversations go with people who we get to talk to, with our winners, with just callers. We've learned a lot, actually. In fact, we found out September is Living Donor Month, too, thanks to Claude, our Galaxy of Games winner. Mm-hmm. So when we were talking to Andrea about the dogs and the pet bed, she told us off the air. We thanked her for playing and way to go. And she said, yeah, actually, I'll come pick it up when I get home from Toronto. I'm in Toronto right now for Comic-Con. I'm like, oh. And I had been looking at that too, because they have a big feature this weekend on Stranger Things. And I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. And my son's a big fan of Stranger Things. Unfortunately, it just wasn't going to work for us to get there this weekend. So she and I start talking about our love of Stranger Things. And I mentioned the fact about how my son wanted to go. And she's like, oh, well, I can get him an autograph if you'd like. I'm like, really? Could you? Really? And there's that part of me that's like, no, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh no, I've got passes. I can do this. You send me what's his name? I'll get.
She's already met him, Joseph Quinn, the actor that plays
Eddie Munson.
She's already met because she has a VIP pass. She doesn't have to line up.
No, she can get right in. She's like, no, it's not a problem at all. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. So she's going to do this for me, which is great. But then I'm thinking, oh, shoot, I should have had her give up for me too. But it's so crazy, the things that come out of conversations you have with anybody. But in this business especially, you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to talk to. Those little snippets that happen behind the scenes. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I remember when I was a very young broadcaster, I might even have been in college, one of the biggest radio broadcasters in all of Canada was a gentleman by the name of Wally Crowder out of CFRB in Toronto. And I was on the subway, and I would have been like 22 or 23 in broadcast college. And there was a subway ad up on one of the cars in Toronto about CFRB and Wally Crowder. And I'm like, oh, this guy is, on the mountain of Mount Vesuvius of broadcasters in Canada, was being discussed by our professors and everything. And it was him at a party, and somebody's telling him a funny story. And each one of the panels of the cartoon is Wally patiently listening to the story until the punchline comes. And it was a pretty funny story. And then the last panel was the guy saying, by the way, Wally, where do you get the stories you tell on the air? And that's the payoff of the ad, which is all of our stories on the air are the stories people tell us.
Yeah.
It's not
it's
stuff.
So true.
It's not just really stuff we experience. Is we've become, I think you and I, through our vast years of experience, have become good at recognizing that what I'm being told and experiencing right now is going to be very good on the air. And people are like, well, how do you come up with that stuff? Well, you just gave me one, kind listener.
You are very good at it. You do amaze me.
Or somewhere where it's, so when people say, I don't know where you come up with that stuff. Well, that whole cartoon ad demonstrated that that's where it comes from. It comes from real people that tell us things.
Yeah.
Or we go out and experience and then we bring it back. Jerry Seinfeld talked about that one time, how he's never 100% present because he's always looking for the next bit.
The gears are always turning. I've seen that in you.
You're out at the restaurant with my wife and I'm enjoying it, but I'm looking over at somebody and a kid who can't stop playing with his shoes. And I'm thinking, And, where does that go from? Or,
Well, what was the topic you wanted to talk about this morning? We're going to put it off until next week.
Hamburgers?
Yeah. Something as simple as that.
Yeah.
Or me making the comment here about the mom shorts that I wear. Just things will trigger, things will click, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, there's more to that. I need to look into that more, or keep talking to me. Tell me more about this.
Yeah, I want to know because there's something there that just sort of triggers, like, warning, this may be beyond a comment.
This is interesting.
This
is
beyond
something relevant,
and I think it could be interesting to other people because I can't be the only one that thinks this way. Yeah. So when we put the show together too, like when I think about things in radio, and one day when I'm not on the radio, I don't know what I'm going to do with that thing in my head. I think my wife's going to
do with all the bits?
Me. Yeah. Well,
you'll be putting on shows daily at home.
At home, and it'll be horrible. But I was having a breakfast one time at the Ontario Association of Broadcasters, the OAB. And there was a consultant guy, and we got talking. I said, how do you put your show together? And I don't know. This was about 15 years ago. And I talked a little bit about what we talked about just now. And he said, good, because he said, I always tell people, there's only so much you can get on the internet.
Oh.
He said, but you should show up every day with something you heard, something you read, and something you saw. Actual experiences, because chances are your audience heard, saw, and read the same thing.
Yes.
So not that you're repeating it or just saying, hey, but it's sort of like they've experienced it and now they're a part of it. Because they were like, yeah, this guy saw the same, he got stuck in the same construction on Moira that I did. So I know he lives here. Yes, that was bothersome. And then the text comes in where it's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying because I was at that place, or, I was behind a couple of people at Tim Hortons. They were talking about with it. I didn't realize so it's something I heard, something I saw.
Case in point, again this morning, we were talking about tipflation. Tipflation, where like everything else, tipping now is starting to go up, or the expectation of tipping.
And the amount of people are giving is up to 18%, not 15%.
The option to tip more is becoming more common. And we had someone text in. Now, unfortunately, we weren't able to make that connection. We still are hoping to.
We're hoping to because it's very interesting.
But they reacted to that because they're in the service industry and said, you know what, thank you for talking about this because, this is what happens. This is actually how it's laid out. So when you tip, it actually does this. And they were explaining it to us, which again adds more to it. And that's why, yes, the plan is to talk about that because then we can have them incorporated into it. It's neat how it all comes together. And today it really seemed to come together.
There was so much of it today.
There was a lot of it today.
Dog's name, by the way, is Max. I figured it out right away. First guess. Second guess.
Can we play the clip? Let's play the clip and find out.
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
This is so amazing. Today is the dog day of summer. We have the special contest with Sleep Country.
Okay.
We're going to be handing out dog beds every hour. So you'd be like caller number 9 when you hear the sounder and you get a dog bed.
Fantastic. My husband could use one.
Really? I think we might have phoned the right house. So, of course, we play the celebrity game in the morning where everybody's shocked that based on a couple of clues, I can guess celebrity names. I can actually do more than that. Are you ready, Andrea?
I'm ready.
I will give you a dog bed if I can successfully guess your dog's name.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's go. Let's do this.
So ready? Okay. So can I see the picture?
Do you want to see the picture?
Yeah, I want to see the picture.
Okay, let me pull the picture because Andrea, we put it up on our Facebook page asking people to share because it's National Dog Day.
Right.
To share pictures of their dogs. And Andrea, you were the very first one to do that this morning. You were on the ball.
Wow.
So here is, don't look at the comments. But that's Andrea's dog.
Okay, so first of all, good boy or good girl?
Good boy.
Good boy.
Okay, so boy, there's your first clue.
Good boy, and
Do you still want to see the picture?
His name is Bruno.
No, sir.
No, I knew that. I knew it wasn't.
We don't talk about him.
That's right, Andrea. We don't talk about him.
All right, so it's not Bruno, but it is a 5-letter name, right?
No, sir. Not again.
Not at all, eh? Not.
Well, he's going to be sleeping on the floor if you don't get it.
All right, so it's not Bruno, and it's not a 5-letter word, so it's not Lucky. So it's Bob.
It is not Bob.
It's not
How
Bob.
many guesses are you getting?
I get as many as you want because it's my show.
But I think you're a little warmer with the length.
Because I can sense 3 letters. 3 letters. I could sense that. That's why I went with Bob. So so it rhymes with
Facts.
So it's Jax.
Wrong.
It's Lax. It's my favorite office machine. It's Fax.
No.
No, there's no way, though. It could be Max.
It is.
It's Max.
Amazing, Mark. Amazing. That is incredible.
People think that it must be something crazy, but no, it's the ability that I have. It really is stunning, isn't it?
Amazing.
It's amazing. We're going to give Max a dog bed that he can share with your husband.
Right on. They will be happy about that.
Wonderful.
Well.
Congratulations, Andrea. And give Max a few extra pets today for us.
I sure will when I get home. I'll do some petty.
Smack your husband on the tush for us.
Always.
Always.
That a girl.
That's why you guys have been together for so long. Hey, it's National Dog Day. Be listening for your chance to win one. Sounders coming up after 9. Way to go, Andrea. Hey, thanks for being part of the show this morning.
Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
It was almost first. I should have gotten that first. Because
Andrea was so much fun, though.
I know. And then she might get you that autograph.
Yeah, I thought you should have got that first, too.
He looks more like a Max and a Bruno.
When she gave you the rhyme,
yeah,
I was surprised at I thought you were putting it on maybe a little bit.
I was. Do you know why?
Were you?
Because every child listening is screaming Max at the radio and Uncle Mark's being a jerk.
Okay.
I'm doing a dad thing.
All right.
Because I know it's met, but if I say, oh, is it Lax? And the kids are screaming, no! That's what I was doing. Right?
Okay, good. Because I wasn't sure.
I'm going to be the best grandfather.
I thought you were, but I wasn't sure. And that's why I was kind of like, I'm about to yell it at
you. It was a good time. It was a good time.
It was a lot of fun. Great way to wrap up the week. And a big weekend here in Quinte as well. Again, we talked about the Elvis Festival in Tweed.
Smokes, yeah.
There's the Ride for Paws coming up on Sunday. So great events to get out and enjoy this weekend. It's going to be beautiful.
And our final Summer of Fun series is going to kick off tomorrow for Michael Bublé tickets. Mm-hmm. He is going to be in Toronto October 12th at Scotiabank Arena. So beginning tomorrow, when you hear Michael Bublé, you'll have 9 minutes, 55 seconds to enter in through our website at 955hitsfm.ca with Bay Subaru on Millennium Parkway and baysubaru.com. That is your entry. We're going to make that grand prize draw days after the children return to school on Friday, September the 9th. It's like a whole new year. It's like going through a wall.
It really is. I love this time
We're
of year.
August, we're on vacation, and in 2 weeks, it's all gone. It's all back to school, back to the routine. But there's something great about it, too.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Very, very.
I said, it is. It's like a fresh start. It's a new beginning.
Oh, so that was today. That's the podcast. for today. We're going to talk about tipflation. Hopefully next week I want to do one on that.
Yes,
also,
for sure.
Next week I want to do a very serious one if we could, because I read a study about podcasts. So I want to talk about us and podcasts, because there is a growing concern that podcasts are, understandably after Alex Jones, the number one source of misinformation, and isn't there, or shouldn't there be, the responsibility of podcasts to try and do a better job of being honest, because it's unregulated. And I think I want to spend some time on how we are on the air and what we want out of our podcast versus what's going on in podcasts around the world. It's a big one, but I'd like to do that.
That is a big one.
So
is that just going to be one podcast? That's going to be more than a coffee break.
We'll really distill it down to 15 or 20 minutes.
That's interesting. All
about
right.
the importance of podcasts for real information, truth, and deregulation of information, and how podcasts are being viewed now. And I thought, well, we're in it. Do we feel we have a responsibility to be honest, or just have fun?
I thought we were.
Yeah.
I thought we were being honest.
Yeah.
I thought podcasts actually allowed you to be honest.
And I bet you 95.5% of them probably try that. And the other 4 really don't care if they aren't. They just want to entertain. And then there are the ones that know they're spreading this misinformation, but they're making a bundle of money and they don't care. So it was a very interesting article, and I think I want to get your thoughts on our responsibility as podcasters. And listeners, by all means, text
Weigh
us
in on it,
613-962-0955 is our text line. You can text us anytime about that. Just put what we talked about, podcast misinformation. I'd be interested to see. It's a big one. It's a big one. So, Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast is Friday, August 26th.